Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan. As always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey.
Hey, Trip.
Hey.
I know you're putting on a brave front.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm fucking exhausted, homie. But this time it's not because I'm like, oh, like stuff. This time it's because actual stuff.
Yeah,
so first off, this week we're going to be talking about Children of Whale.
Good job.
Children of the Whale on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And second off, we're going to be talking about how I'm pretty much dead.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Like you said, we're going to be talking about Children of the Whale by J.C. Staff on Netflix. Netflix original.
Yep.
I'm excited to talk about that. But yeah, let's get into the fact that why are you barely alive?
So
Trip?
last week I had a little bit of tooth pain. I was like, fuck, man, I got tooth pain. It sucks. So clearly I went to the dentist to go take care of that because I'm a responsible adult. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, you definitely need to get those taken out.
You definitely got tooth pain. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. And then as they're going through my medical shit, they're like, you had high blood pressure at one point? And I was like, yeah, a couple of years ago they checked it and they were like, you got pretty high blood pressure. You should check on that. And I'm like, all right. And then I didn't because I'm also not a responsible adult.
Because you're a child.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a man
child
child who watches fucking cartoons from Japan all the time.
They're not cartoons. They're animes.
Anime. Mm-hmm. So anyways, they went ahead and checked out my blood pressure. It was crazy high. And
some would say it's through the roof. Some would say it was off the charts. Some would say it's an reddish orange color. That's the ones that they said. The last one.
The last one is the one that they definitely said. But some would say those other things too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Long story short, I have to get my wisdom teeth removed. But they were like, yeah, we can't put you under because
we're scared.
Yeah, we might kill you if we do.
You might not come back.
So go to a doctor, figure out what the fuck's going on, get on some antibiotics to make the tooth thing stop sucking so much. I'm like, all right, I'll do all that stuff. So I went to the doctor and they were like, yeah, you're pretty much dead. So anyways, stop it and gave me some pills. So now I'm feeling better in terms of pain, but I'm feeling worse in terms of living.
Yeah. You're cold now.
I'm cold. As a big old fat boy, one of my favorite things is never having to worry about being cold. I'm like, oh, winter's great. I just, you can just bundle up more. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of get it. Because my feet and hands are always cold and my nose is always cold. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is weird.
Because of the blood pressure, right? Because they're trying to fix it with these pills. You have your circulation slowed down or whatever, right?
I guess. I don't really know how it fucking works. But yeah, I'm not in as much pain, but that's kind of a weird thing. I also feel like I'm more lightheaded, which has to do with, lowering the blood pressure. People with very low blood pressure, I guess, have some, if you have too low of blood pressure, you have issues with that.
Yeah, but if it's too high, it's also an issue.
Yeah, so I'm having a weird situation with all that. Long story short, I am fucking tired. I had to wake up super early today to go to the doctor so that they could be like, oh yeah, you're good now. Go ahead and get your teeth pulled out of your face.
Get out of here, kid. Yeah.
By the end of this week, I'll be toothless. Ooh. They're getting rid of all my teeth.
All four?
All four.
Nice. That's going to suck, dog.
No, it's actually only two wisdom teeth.
Top or bottom?
Left.
Oh, what? Just the left ones?
Yeah.
Huh. Why?
Because those are the ones that are fucked up.
Well, why didn't you just take all four?
Because the other ones aren't fucked up.
When I got mine pulled out, they just took all four.
Yeah, normally what happens when people are younger, your bone heals better. So they like to do it when you're younger. So I'm a big boy now, and my bones are going to be all fucked up because the doctor was like, you don't need to get your teeth removed.
He lied to you.
Yeah, he fucking lied. And then a few years ago, they were like, you know what? We might need to do that. This was a different dentist that told me that. And I'm like, good to know, I guess. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we have to, right? And
they were like, yep. We're at that bridge now. We got to cross that shit.
So they just told me that 2 of them were messed up. The other 2 should grow in fine. And I'm like, okay, cool.
They're lying to you. Those are going to get fucked too.
Maybe. I don't know. So we'll find out. To be continued with that saga.
You did You're a Big Kid Now? I'm a Big Kid Now.
Hell yeah.
What's that from?
Okay. Juicy Juice?
Oh, thank you.
Is it Juicy Juice?
I can't remember. Early, because legitimately today, earlier in school, I made the same joke. I did it. I'm a big kid now. I can't remember where that's from.
I don't know. You talk about some shit, and I'm going to do some Googling.
That being said, Trip has this new mechanism to check blood pressure. And he's like, you want to check yours? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Me and Trip are about
we're hefty boys.
We're the similar shape, Trip's a little bit taller and bigger than I am, but we're, So he's like, yeah, strap the bitch on. How bad could it be? So apparently, my blood pressure was 160 something over 120 something. And Trip just looks at me and goes, ooh, that's not good. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. It's like, that's only 10 different from what mine was. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to the doctor. Fuck the doctor. I already don't breathe when I sleep. Why do I need to worry about high blood pressure? I'm fine.
Right?
Plus, all my wisdom teeth are out. Nothing wrong can happen to me. That sucks that you're having a shit time with all this stuff in those teeth. That being said, Juan returned to school today. It's pretty cool. Got new assignments on the horizon. I got my grade in for this crate that I've been working on for modeling.
Nice.
I've been working on it for like a month and a half. By the very end, because we had to do like milestones. So the first one was like a blocking out. The next one was like a high poly. Then there was a low poly, and then there was like a UV and the baking, and then the last one was like everything, just like turn the thing in. So about the time where I got around to UV and baking, shit just like I was doing really well, and then that shit just hit the fan.
Ooh.
And I was like, you know what? It took me like a week to bake the thing, and I couldn't get it right. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. And then by the very end, I was like, you know what? I don't even care. Just throwing textures on, you know. And I turn it in, and then like I know I didn't get 100% on it, and I was like, and I look at the grade, and all the things I got docked for, I knew I fucked up. So my poly count's too high. I was like, oh, knew that. That's fair. He's like, I had my textures weren't, you know, the best. So like I knew that. I rendered it the wrong way. I was like, yep, knew that. Whatever. So I was like, cool. I got a 79%, which is like a, you know,
dude, that's not
C
bad.
plus, you know, C almost
plus,
a B. And in my head I was like, cool, man, fuck it. I knew I didn't care about this anymore.
Hell yeah.
My grade in class is still an 83, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to be a modeler. I just want to pass this fucking class and not have to worry about it anymore. So
yeah, you always hit that certain point where you're like, I don't know, maybe this is fine, and then you're like, nope, fuck it, I fucking hate this. Literally, like everything changes in your body. You're just like, no, I cannot do this anymore.
I just couldn't look at the thing anymore. I was so sick of looking at it. Like I had to turn this in just the way it is. And you know, I didn't get the best grade on it, but I got a C, which is fine in my opinion. You know, I got an 80 on this like storyboard I did. I was like, you know, it's fine. I deserved an 80. I could have done a little bit better.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, I've been working on things. I got new assignments coming up. I'm a buddy of mine who moved away, came back today.
Yeah.
Actually came back yesterday, but I saw him today. He's married now. He has two twin daughters. Oh my god.
How old are they?
They're a year and 3 months.
Oh, then they might know this little song that we were just singing.
Oh yeah, what is I'm a Big Kid Now?
Huggies pull-ups.
Huggies pull-ups. I'm a big kid now. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I went over after school. Went over, met up with him. We caught up. You know, just talked about old times. Talked about how we're doing now, what we're planning on doing, and you know he's doing good. He's in the military. You know he's happy. He's got his wife, his kids. You know, he's matured a lot.
Yeah.
Had a really good time hanging out with him. I'm going to go hang out with him later. I'm going to hang out with him hopefully, you know, throughout the week when I can. Because I wish he would have came last week when on spring break. But I was like, hey, man, it's just the time you got, you know. Let's make it count. I was his best man at his wedding. So, you know, I'm really excited to see him and just like hang out with him. So I'm doing pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Things are great. So I'm sorry you're dying over there.
Yeah, you know, it's whatever. I got vidges and I got Amanase to take care of me.
No more candy though, huh? I gotta take.
Well, here's the thing. I'll cheat a little bit.
Whoa.
Well, all I'm saying is I made a delicious pasta salad dish that was like pretty healthy, and even though it's pasta,
how much ranch was in it?
None.
What?
It was Southwestern, dog.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? Get a little bit of chili powder, get a little bit of cumin going in there, throw some lime zest, cilantro, garlic, onion, some bell pepper, some tomatoes.
Okay, I'm hungry now. Nice.
I got some in the fridge. It's delicious.
Nice. I'm gonna have some of that. Anyways,
my mommy and I made it.
How you been doing with anime? What's good with
that? We're almost at the end of this season of anime.
Don't fucking tell me that.
Yeah, we're almost at the end. I've got Darling in the Franxx has one more episode.
Yeah.
Overlord has one more episode, I think. Or is it 2 core this season? I think it's only 1.
I think it's 1.
Yeah, so
but don't quote us. One more. We just have an anime podcast. What the fuck do we know?
One more episode of After the Rain. And I think I'm like done with everything else.
What about Coco?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh yeah.
It was. I don't want to spoil it, but I had a really, really good time with this show.
You guys haven't seen any of it. I should probably watch that show.
It is one of. I think it's hard to say because A Place Further in the Universe is also an amazing show. I don't know which one is better.
We'll talk about it when we do the review.
Yeah, I think when it came down to
don't spoil it. I don't want to.
When it came down to when I finished both of them, I had different reactions, which is hard to express, like you know, the comparison. But we'll break it down.
Cool.
Yeah, and new anime is coming out. I haven't watched any of it yet, but I'm going to start putting it on my list here. There's that one about the super buff guy being like maybe it's a bunch of super buff guys being magical girls.
Okay.
I don't know. So that one's going to be a fun time.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
excited about that. And yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty into anime, but there hasn't been anything that I've been watching like that you don't know about.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I watched what we were supposed to watch for this week.
True.
Right?
Me too.
I watched all of it. Watched it in one sitting. It was so good.
Me too.
In my opinion. I also caught up with Darling in the Franxx.
Mm-hmm.
One episode away. Right. That's what's left.
Yeah.
I caught up with Overlord. That's about it. I'm still behind on a bunch of other things, but I've decided. Oh, I started watching some more of Pop Team Epic.
Okay.
They have an English dub, which I don't know if you knew about it. It's pretty okay. It's not the best, but it's way more easy. It's way easier to see the differences between the first part and the second part. You know how I told you that like the show's 22 episodes long, and then like there'd be 11 episodes split or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just do the same thing, but a little bit different. In the English one, it's way easier to tell like the differences. I don't know what. Maybe just because you can obviously tell the difference in the language and stuff. But yeah, it's a good show. It's a weird show. I don't think it's a show that normal people should watch. It's like
yeah,
you know, people like the director who doesn't understand it. I understand why he doesn't understand it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, besides that, there's some shows I for sure want to put on the list and power through. I want to watch Koku, watch all of it, and I for sure want to check out A Place for the Universe because it made Sierra cry 3 times.
She's never cried before.
She's never cried in her life. Thrice times. I don't know if that's a real word.
It is.
3 times she cried. I was like, what a wiener.
Yeah, man. She texted me and she was like, "Oh man, that finale like made me cry so much." Or essentially, she just sent like a shitload of emojis. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. Okay, calm down. I'm working on it.
Yeah, spoilers.
I'm sure.
Spoilers.
I am sure.
Yeah, 100 Thieves till I die. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoilers.
Till I die. It was a good. Yeah, it was a good time.
Cool, man. Okay, so if let's keep this shit moving. I know you're dying over there, so let's get to the news. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I love the news. So check it out. This week for our news, we're going to talk a little bit about. I don't know what happened.
You're fine messing up.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about Crunchyroll adding Akira and ReLife OVA to its catalog.
Okay, cool. Akira.
So that's pretty exciting. Akira, the
classic movie, yeah.
Exactly.
You like that movie?
Yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah, it was
Have we reviewed it before?
No. We're never going to. It's the one show that we will never, or the one movie we'll never review on this show.
I mean, we probably shouldn't. It's probably been done to death.
Yeah, I mean, why talk about it?
If they did
a good ass movie, that's why.
If they did a live action of it, we'd probably end up talking about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then we'd be like,
cool.
Look at the differences. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought you might be excited about the ReLife OVA.
Yeah, ReLife OVA. Is that it's like 4 episodes? That's like I think it's what it was. And it's like after this season because it's not going to second season. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 4 episodes, but it's definitely an episode.
I think it was 4 episodes. I think the OVA is 4 episodes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think you should do your homework, homie.
How about I don't give a shit about that show, so you're the one that should know about it. How about that?
I do know about it. I just told you.
That? Why don't you just shut up before you shut up, motherfucker? I hate you. You son of a bitch. You're beautiful. I can't be mad at you. Look at you. All right.
Okay, fine. Do the next part of the news.
All right. So the next part of the news, Steins Gate Zero. We've talked about it a little bit. They've released a preview. We know it's coming out. Now we know what it looks like, and everyone's looking edgy.
Hey, that being said, did you watch the preview for Fooly Cooly?
Hell yeah.
What do you think?
It's going to be a fun time because what had happened is they released like the English preview on like Toonami's Twitter or something like that, which is fucking cool or whatever. And I was just like, oh man, this is pretty nostalgic. The music. I love not even that, just like the sound of it overall before they even got into it. Yeah, the pillows. Nice. I think that they're going to be doing the soundtrack again. I hope so. But yeah, then they released a Japanese preview as well. And I think I liked the look of that one more.
The look of it? You mean like the sound of it?
No. The look of it.
Isn't it the same thing?
No.
They had
different sequences and stuff. So I think I like that one made me more excited for it, just seeing the different sequences and whatnot.
Is that the one with the cat ears?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So they were essentially the same.
Yeah, but it focused more on like Haruko. Because I felt like Haruko wasn't like focused on until like later on in the trailer, right?
No, I agree.
And it had a more heavy focus for the Japanese one on Haruka, which I feel like is pretty important. I don't know. I don't know.
I was looking at it, and I saw somewhere where it's like a still of what was the name of the main character from the first season?
Naota?
Yeah, it was like Naota as a kid, and then Naota as like a more grown up. He was like in that like high school, outfit or whatever, suit and tie kind of thing. But then I was watching the trailers. I never saw him pop up. I was like, maybe he's not. Maybe someone just not. Maybe someone just drew it or whatever.
No. The whole idea of this is that it takes place with different people.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I thought there'd be like a second of like, remember now? Here he is, but he didn't show up.
Hey, pull a little bit of a Rekka 7 AO and then just fucking jerk us off and be like, hey, here they are, but also none of it matters because the timeline's got all fucked. Whoa. Doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. I hate it. I'm so mad. It's a waste of time. Never watch it. Nobody should watch it.
I also it recently like clicked with me that the names of the seasons are like music oriented or whatever. It's like what is it?
Progressive and alternative.
Yeah. It's cool, man.
It's really cool.
Super cool. I'm super stoked to see this.
I'm really, really hyped on it. Next up, something else to get hyped about. Attack on Titan creator hopes that season 3 will allow him to erase the regrets that he has from the manga.
Good. Wait, hold on. What? He has regrets from the manga?
Yeah, I feel like that's the way a lot of writers feel, is that they hit a certain point and they're like, shit, we need to do more stuff. And they regret the things that they did. At the time, they were like, good, we did it. It's exciting. It's new. It's fresh. Yeah,
because they're flipping shit out every week. We're like, get it out.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like The Walking Dead, how the creator has always regretted cutting off Rick Grimes' hand.
Really?
Yeah, so in the TV show, they didn't do that.
He really regrets that?
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It was so limiting to what I could have him do and what I had to do for the writing and stuff. And
that would be tough.
Yeah. So it's just like, I limited myself and I fucking regret it.
He's like, it's like he literally cut his own hand off.
Well, I mean,
how can you write with one hand?
Yeah. It's tough. That's a great little juxtaposition there.
Mm-hmm. Robert Kirkman, you stupid son of a bitch.
You beautiful piece of shit.
I also heard he really dislikes the Walking Dead TV show.
Which is totally fair because the comics and the TV show are very different.
Yeah, no, I think he's actually suing them for something. He's just like,
holy shit.
Yeah, I think it's pretty serious.
Whoa. I want to know more about that.
Heavy, dog. Heavy.
Give me a podcast about that.
All right, we'll start a podcast. It's going to be me, Josh, Leandra,
Perfect.
and Kyle talking about League of Legends. It's going to be great.
Okay, that's...
That'd be the greatest podcast ever.
I feel like Josh would be really into it. You would agree with a lot of things he would say, not really know what's happening. Mm-hmm. Kyle would know everything that's happening, but like not care. Leandra would be upset about the whole situation.
Real quick, check this out. Blind pick the Nar. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
I kind of know what it means. Let's keep going.
Okay. So there's a little OVA coming out for skilled teaser Takagi-san, my bad. You might know it as Karakai Jouzu no Takagi-san.
Is that the girl that teases the boy?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I like that show. Oh, I was actually caught up on that show too.
I like that show. There's an OVA coming out for it. So something a little special for you to get excited about.
It's that stupid fucking middle school crush shit that always gets me.
It's great, man. You have a special genre in your heart.
Yeah, I get all smitten. Look at me. Look at me all pink.
Oh my God, he's blushing.
It's my lack of blood pressure.
It's true. That's what it is. Next up, My Hero Academia, the movie. The Two Heroes will be released on August 3rd.
Did we talk about this?
We talked about it a little bit. It's an ongoing thing, but now we got a release date, August 3rd.
Is this a review thing, like a summary, or just like completely new stories? I guess we didn't talk about this.
Do you know about it?
No, I'm asking you. All right, he's drifting off, guys. Let's keep going.
All right, cool. So Goblin Slayer has released an anime preview.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
I'm pretty fucking stoked.
Yeah, I don't know what Goblin Slayer is at all.
It's like some dark fantasy shit going on. It's got apparently a shitload of D&D influence, so I'm excited. And the little preview for it, the armor, it pretty much doesn't show anything. Yeah. It's just like a shot of a dude on a cliff.
Yeah, it sounds dope.
The armor looks fucking Dark Souls as shit, and I love that style. Nice. It looks intense. It looks rad. Maybe a little bit of Berserk kind of feel to it.
That's what I heard. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, for a second when I saw it, because I've seen like clips of like their imagery or whatever. I'm like, that's super Berserk. And I was just like, that's Goblin Slayer, homie. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Goblin Slayer?
Yeah.
That's good. Hopefully they do it right, because Berserk, the new season, just fucking fucked the pooch.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the original Berserk?
Unfortunately, no, man.
Man, it's good. I wish you'd like it, but I don't want to make you watch it and then be like, yeah, it was garbage, because then it'll hurt my feelings.
I mean, I might be into it. I don't know. It's just
you're a hater.
I'm a hater.
Haters gonna hate.
It's true.
Cool. Is that it? Is that the news?
Yeah. What do you want from me?
No, I was gonna compliment you.
No, man.
Let's do this again. Hey, was that the news?
Yeah. What do you want from me?
No, you did it wrong again. Okay, one more time right then.
Okay.
Yeah, was that the news?
Yes. What would you like from me?
That was amazing. I just wanted you to know that you did a great job.
Wow.
Solid news.
Like
always, man.
Oh, man. You make my heart flutter.
Be careful when don't you get too fluttered, because then you'll die.
I'm dead.
He's dead. Okay, guys. So that's the news. Let's get into this week's topic. We're going to be talking about Children of the Whale.
Children of the Whale.
By JC Staff.
Yeah, it was directed by Kyohei Ishiguro, who made a little thing called Your Lie in April.
Never heard of it.
And a little thing called Occultic 9.
Never heard of it?
No, you've heard of both of them. So Occultic 9 was the show that came out like a couple seasons ago, and it was for some reason they like removed the episodes like immediately, and you couldn't see them, and then they put them back up there. But
what
essentially,
was it about, though?
I only got to watch one episode before they took him down.
Yeah.
But essentially what happens is there's a dude who's like super into supernatural shit, and there's some chick that he's like, oh yeah, join my club or whatever, and she's got giant boobs, like the weirdest giant boobs of all time, maybe the biggest boobs in anime, but for like no goddamn reason.
Oh my god, you're right. These are the biggest boobs in anime. We have talked about her.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
No, and I do know what Your Lie in April is. That one I haven't seen. Apparently it's really sad.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to watch it a few times, but I just get so fucking upset that it's this dramatic ass show, but they're like panty shots, and I'm like, guys, how do I...
More panty shots, less drama.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Cool.
And then JC Staff has made things like Food Wars, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, and Azumanga Daioh. So they got kind of like a very wide palette of anime to choose from. Mm-hmm. This show is a fantasy show, and it is very serious, and there aren't any jokes.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say there aren't a lot of anime tropes in it, I feel like.
No.
Let me talk about what the big old story is.
Give me the plot.
Okay, so our main character is the narrator of our story, and he's talking about how him and a group of, I don't know, it's like hundreds of people.
Yes,
live on this thing called the Mud Whale, which is a kind of like a moving island that moves on like the ocean, but the ocean's made out of sand. And he's just kind of explaining how like they live there and what their ideals are. And there's people who have this thing called thymia, which is some sort of magic that they use. And the people and they call those people the marked. And they people who are marked for some reason don't live that long; they die. Yeah. And there are people who are unmarked who live longer lives. Like, and when we say longer, we mean like in their 60s or 70s,
like regular,
like a normal
lives,
person, you know. And they're the unmarked take care of the marked, like because they're around for longer. They're usually like council members or whatever, or leaders of some sorts. And so our main character is explaining like, we start off with like the death of somebody who was important to them, who taught them how to use thymia. And he's explaining like, we don't cry because showing emotion's bad, and if you cry you'll be like taken into the mud or whatever's the sand, and you'll die and some shit like that. His job is to be like the recorder of like everything, right? He records things that happen on the Mud Whale because he's not good at anything else. They call him the Destroyer because he's bad at things. He can use thymia. He's pretty inept when it comes to it. And this is an issue you had about him being the recorder, because his job is just to write things that happen. Yeah, which he does a good job. And they also make sure that he doesn't put any emotion into it. He's like, you know what? I gotta make sure not to have any emotion in this, because this is history. This isn't like my personal retelling. This is the way that things are happening. It's not a diary. It's supposed to be like, what happened on this year? It's like, cool, this is what happened. And not like, it was really shitty that so-and-so picked on so-and-so because he's a bitch. Like, hey, man, keep that shit out of it, Yeah, writing about their little send off, their funeral type thing. His, I guess, like, I don't know what to call them. His like partner, like his girlfriend. No, his like I don't know who you're talking about. Kind of, but not his maternal figure or something like that. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, whoever he's looking to for like feedback on all of this and whatnot, who's kind of guiding him. I was gonna call him like his guidance counselor, but I'm like, I don't know. They're kind of like guiding, whatever. They read what he wrote about the funeral, and they're like, you know what? There's a lot of emotion in this, but it's not personal emotion. You could just tell from like the words that are used that it's emotional. It's an emotional event, so that's good. Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I kind of get a grasp. Like, this character knows what he's doing. He's clearly like smart enough to actually tell about these events and keep it not personal, which is very important.
He also knows how to read and write, which, you know, like,
which apparently like nobody knows how to do.
Yeah, except for some elders or whatever. But like, because it's not a thing you usually like learn. It's like you're only here for like 20 years. You're not gonna really learn how to read or write. So what he does is invaluable, but people don't seem to actually really care about what he does. You know,
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like here's this paper I worked really hard writing by hand. Cool, he's throw it in the air.
Yeah, essentially, he's written tons of work that nobody's ever seen because it gets lost all the goddamn time. There's a gust of wind, and then there goes all the papers. And instead of being like, oh fuck, we gotta get these papers, they're like, oh man, wind is crazy.
Or they'll be like, hey man, be more careful. Paper is a very valuable commodity. We don't have a lot of it. And then they just don't even care.
Yeah, no, it's super weird.
We just wanted to get that gripe out of the way because Trip really was upset about that.
I was fucking mad about that.
Anyways, so the story progresses. We know very little about what's going on this island, but we do know that there's another island that's popped up where they're, on the sea, and like, hey, they're gonna go get on that island and see if there's any like resources they can get. They go and they find another person, the first outside person from the other world that they've ever seen in their life. They bring him back, and they find out that she's from this other island. She has no emotions or whatever. And the reason she doesn't have emotions is because she gives her emotions to the thing that runs her island. I don't remember what they were called, but essentially every island is run by some sort of living being.
It's like Nos or something.
Yeah, Nos or whatever. And the Nos on her island would grant you thymia or whatever, or like if it fed off your emotions. So you had no emotions, but it would make you, have this power and be strong or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, she knows about the outside world. The elders, the council of Unmarked also know about the outside world. No one else knows. And there's kind of like hush hush for a bit. Oh, by the way, we're going to spoil this show.
Yeah. Well, one of the things with this show is it's very, very rapidly changing.
Oh, yeah.
So like everything that you learn, you find out more stuff like the second after that. So pretty much what we've told you so far is what happens in the first like couple episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then everything past that would be like spoiler territory because it changes very, very drastically.
For sure. Before we get into spoilers, let's talk about like if you like the show. I personally like the show.
I had a good time with it. I didn't feel like anything stood out to me like, oh man, this was a monumental moment in this show. Yeah, like I wouldn't look back on it and tell people like, oh, you gotta watch it. Like you will love what happens with this character, this like theme or whatever. But it was a good time. I had a really good time with it.
I really enjoyed the way it looked. Personally, I think JC Staff does a really good job with whatever they're doing. Their animation I liked a lot. Yeah, the visuals, the colors were beautiful. Yeah, so I really liked that aspect of it. And I mean, I liked the characters in it. They weren't like they all did their job. There wasn't like anybody. There's like two people in my opinion who stood out a lot who I really liked. And then everybody else was serviceable and they did what they were supposed to do. Yeah, the show and the story was it was fun. And nothing like too like you said, nothing like groundbreaking. This isn't going to be, the next big thing or whatever. Nah, yeah. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than last week's episode, which talked about Aiko, which was another original Netflix anime. That one
was really bad. Yeah. This one was good.
Oh, yeah. It's like 1,000 times better than that one. So, and that makes me happy because, first of all, JC Staff did this. Great studio. Second of all, Netflix isn't just producing shit. They're not just like Aiko was a horrible example of what they should be doing. So this is in my opinion, good job. So like if we're like ranking, so far what Netflix done, so it goes Devilman Crybaby, I thought was good. Yeah. Okay. And then it'd be Aiko, I thought was shit. Be the Beginning, I liked. Yeah. I don't think it was amazing, but I liked. And then what's it? Children of the Whale, I also liked. Yeah. So far, I feel like Netflix they're doing good.
Yeah, absolutely. They got 3 out of 4.
Yeah, that's not bad. And that's only the animes that have been recent because they have stuff before. They have Anji before that, they have like the one that's like 3D, like
all the Knights of
Pictures, Knights of something, right?
Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah, it's Knights of Sidonia. So they have other things, but I'm not like rating those. I'm just rating the things that have come out since they had that big deal go through, and they're doing obviously a better job of bringing anime to the masses. Yeah. And I feel like it's been every week they just drop a new anime.
Yeah, it's been pretty fucking consistent. Like, even if it's not theirs, like they had Kakegurui, which is not theirs. Yeah. They've done like Little Witch Academia, all kinds of projects, Godzilla, whatnot. Yeah.
And that's why I didn't really add Kakegurui or My Little Witch or whatever, just because like Trigger and whoever the other guy was, and they were like obviously like Netflix is just distributing it. It doesn't look like there's any sort of like work between with the other studios. So yeah, I like this. I think it's worth watching. I don't think I'd just like tell everybody to watch it. I'm not going to be like, hey man, this is the fucking new what's that fucking shit? A Silent Voice. You have to see this, Yep. But if you happen to across it on on Netflix, and you like anime,
you're not going to have a bad time at all. No, you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that being said,
I guess the one thing that they did a really good job on was world building. They have a huge world, but we didn't even get to anywhere close to understanding what's happening.
Oh no, like these since we're learning with the characters currently, like they don't know anything, so we don't know anything, and things get said and about the outside world or whatever, and we just have to kind of like, okay, we're gonna save that in our back pocket and wait for it to come up again, and it usually does for the most part. It comes up, but you're right, we barely scratched the surface on whatever this ever expanding world is.
So it's really hard to like. They did such an amazing job with world building, but I wanted more, and I don't necessarily want like another season's worth of more, which it looks like they've set up to give.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I don't know for sure if they will. But the fact that we have so much more to learn in a way where it's like, it's not just other stuff out there that we've heard about. It's like stuff that's happening that we still don't fucking understand. Like we see it happening and we're like, but what the fuck are those little blue balls?
Yeah. Why is this,
what's going on?
Why is this going on? Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, they set it up for a second season. So, and I think in the second season, if they were to do it, because nothing is guaranteed. Yeah. If they were to do it, I feel like then we'd actually start seeing this outside world and we'd get more information. I don't think they'd do the same thing. I don't think they'd stay on the mud whale for another season.
No, probably not.
They would get off, or they would meet other people, and we would see more of the outside world or whatever. But that sucks because you're right. If to see that, we'd have to watch a whole other season, and I would watch another season happily. Yeah, this was easy to digest enough.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I would definitely continue watching it.
For sure.
But
it wasn't. Yeah. No, I agree. The world was very well built. And it's crazy because the way it was built was just people talking about it. I think maybe couple times we actually saw the outside world, like once or twice we saw it and we're like, oh, cool. And it was like not even like the hustle and bustle of the street. It was like a council meeting and then somebody like walking, like driving up to somebody's house or whatever. Yeah. And there was like nobody there. It's like, this is the outside world. Apparently we don't know where we are.
No fucking clue.
Okay. So I liked it. Trip liked it, right?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Okay, cool. So we're going to now move on to actually spoiling it and let you know exactly what happened.
Let's do it.
Because why the fuck not? It's only 12 episodes. Watch it. If you want to watch it, watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, we'll just tell you what happens. So we find out... so I think it's episode 3 or 4. It's like really early on. The Mudwell gets invaded by some people, And this new chick that shows up, she's starting to... regain emotion essentially. She's been away from her island, that her emotions are coming back, and she's just like, I got things I gotta tell you, I don't know if I should tell you, blah blah, all this stuff. And before you know it, people show up and they start attacking people and killing people fucking left and right. And at that point I was like, holy shit, I did not expect this show
pretty intense really
take
quickly.
This turn, Yeah. Like, I was like, it's okay. They'll be fine. They got thymia, but spears to the throat. I was like,
yeah, because they're also not used to using it for like combat. Yeah. They're just like, nope, we're not even expecting people to be aggressive.
They're like, we use thymia to farm or whatever. And people are like, yeah, we use thymia to kill fuckers. Like, watch out. I was like, oh my God, terrifying. Yeah. So they get invaded. The people who invade eventually leave. More characters are introduced, like the leader of the moles. And the moles are a group of kids who... they spend a lot of time underground in like the cell, and they call them that because moles are underground.
They're like prisoners,
but not like super prisoners. They do things they're not supposed to.
They were naughty little boys, so they got put in timeout.
And in the timeout zone, they're not allowed to use thymia. For some reason, you can't use it in underground.
Well, yeah, it's not that they aren't allowed to. It's just that
they physically can't use it for some reason. So they're let out, and I feel like the group of moles, the characters' developments and theirs were really well done. Like we get backstory on the main character, on like how they became friends, and like how he's felt. He's always wanted to like escape and go to the outside world because there needs to be more to this world than just this fucking giant piece of land that's just floating around in this sea of sand. So I really liked what they did with them. Him, our main character, the leader of the moles, our main character, and this girl go back to the island, and they see that what was it called, the
nose?
The nose.
Yeah.
And, don't you know the nose?
The nose.
And so we find out that these creatures that that give you power also, what's the word? Like they need to take something in return.
Yeah.
So on that chick's island, they take your emotion. On this island, the nose takes like your life essentially. Like,
yep.
So like all the people who are marked, the reason they're dying so soon is because, you know, the island takes their lives for them to continue, you know, using their fucking power.
Cool shit.
Yeah, it was a fucking like, oh, what a twist, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because everybody on the fucking island, like, there's one guy who's the new mayor of the town who's unmarked. His entire goal is just to find out how to make the marked live longer, and to find out that it's the island that's doing it. He's like, oh my god, like, what the fuck do we do? And like the elders knew it the whole time. They just didn't want to tell the kids because, like, look, man, it's essentially being like, hey, man, you're gonna die at 15 or whatever. Like, just let you know off the bat. They're like, it's better to be like, we don't know what's going on, but we're going to try to fix it. And they can't. We also find out that the people on this, the mud whale that they call it, are all fucking criminals, essentially. So they were kicked out from some outside nation to be stuck in this, like, on this island. It's kind of like in a rift tide or some sorts that, like, it just keeps going in loops or whatever. That's why they keep traveling endlessly. Yeah. And they're supposed to be, you know, they're criminals, but because they've been on the island for so long, generation has passed, that they don't even know what they're criminals for or whatever. They don't exactly know what they did wrong. So these people who come attack are from the outside nation, and they're like, hey, our job is to kill you guys, blah, blah, blah. And so they leave and they come back. And then there's this really cool scene where our characters go onto their ship and like kill their nose or whatever.
It's pretty intense.
And I was like, oh my god, fucking dope. And we also find out that the leader of the mole, and this is the part where I didn't really understand. He was created by the mud whale or something like that. He's like their champion of some sorts, and he's like
super, or like selected or something. Yeah,
he's got like super thymia power, like up the fucking ass. Like he's using thymia in a place where he's not supposed to use thymia.
He's just like the thymia demon.
Yeah, he's like his buddy passes away, and like he has like he like says goodbye to him in like some sort of, you know, different plane or some shit like that. Yeah, and I really, you know, I like that a lot. I thought that was very well done. What else we got? You know, fucking some really fucked up shit happens. You know, like people, like kids are, you know, trying to fight these soldiers, and people are dying left and right.
The kids have been taught how to like shoot arrows into like specific places using thymia. They don't really have to worry too much. They're just like, all right, so we'll shoot it as hard as we can, and we'll use our thymia to make it go where it's supposed to go. Yeah, and then I think that was interesting about that is because kids have better, like, stronger thymia than older people. Yeah, it's just. By the way, thymia is like a fucked up telekinesis.
Yeah, it's what it is. Like, and I like the way it's visually represented. It's it's like this weird like thing floats above your head, some sort of symbol. It's, you know,
it's kind of like tribal symbols show up on your body. On your body too.
Also, it's like, and it's kind of like they're all kind of different depending on, like, you know, characters have different colors and different. So I whatever the visual representation of whatever the idea they were going for, I really enjoyed it. I'd never seen magic like represented like that in anime. I thought it was really well done. We also get this character who he seems to be he's the leader of what's it called, the vigilantes, which are kind of like the bodyguards of the mud whale. They use sticks, you know, they're not really correct. Yeah. But he's the captain of the vigilantes, and he has like one eye, and he seems to have no emotion. He seems really competent, but he's kind of an asshole, right?
He's a total dick.
Like, it doesn't make sense why he is the way he is. He could totally help out. He could give some information. He just refuses to. At one point, he does this thing where they're being attacked, and he goes tells this chick, like, hey, I don't want you to get hurt or whatever. I don't want you to have that pretty face of yours hurt. So you should probably kill yourself before she gets too crazy. And I'm just like, wow, that's fucking cold, you know? Yeah. Only to find out the very next episode that this chick did kill herself. And like, people,
it was his wife.
Yeah, people like mourning, like, oh, why did she kill herself? She wasn't even around the danger.
Dumb.
And then it's just like, you're not going to mourn your wife's loss. I was like they feel like they really dropped the ball on that character. They could have
fleshed him out way more.
Yeah, super rough. A really cool character they had was he was part of the bad guys, and he's this pink haired kid with fangs who just loves killing.
Oh yeah, he was a pretty cool character.
Total badass in my opinion.
It's always good when you have a villain character who's got a lot of depth and a lot of like interesting things going on. Yeah. And we're introduced to this character pretty quickly too. Yeah.
And he knows, like, the chick that was saved from the island. Apparently she's the sister of some, bigwig general called fucking, what was it? Orca. The only character I know his name is Orca because that's a real word I know or whatever.
Yeah, true.
So Orca, and he likes killing people. He has like huge joy in it or whatever, and he was kind of disappointed when he saw like that there wasn't. He was told that the Mud Whale, and they call it something else. I don't know what it's called. Was like a hellish place, and there's a bunch of criminals there, and he's gonna kill them all. They're just a bunch of kids or whatever. So he's kind of disappointed. But when he sees the fear in their eyes, like he really gets off on it. Eventually, he gets fucked over. He dies, and then he kind of comes back, which I thought was kind of bullshit because you and I were saying like he got fucked over pretty hard. Like he got shot several times, stabbed several times. He then fell into the sea of sand. So we're like, oh, that guy's dead for sure.
Yeah.
Just to find out he's not dead. We're like, oh no, they should have pulled back. If they were gonna not kill him, they shouldn't have made it seem like he was for sure dead. But then he turns into Orca, who's this evil general guy. He turns into one of his jesters, which I don't know what it is. Maybe like some sort of pet, because he's got 3 jesters, and you know they just kind of weird, creepy guys, you know, that wear jesters outfits and make him laugh. And yeah. So he's a psychotic jester now, and I thought it was really cool. We also at the very end get introduced to these new people from a different land who isn't the Empire, who isn't out to kill the Mud Whale, and there's like, yeah, I'm a duke from so and so, like. You can come back to our land and, you know, we can duke it up or whatever. We'll be friends. Yeah. And at the very end, the new, the new mayor of the Mud Whale, you know, tells everybody, look, this is what's going on. Like, you guys, the reason you guys die early is because of the Mud Whale. And now all of us together can decide what we want to do. If you guys all want to go to the outside world, we can. If you guys just want to keep living on the Mud Whale, we can. Like, I'm not going to hide anything from you guys as your mayor. And they all kind of agree to just kind of leave the endless loop of the, you know, wherever they are and like go see the world, because they finally have control of the ship now, because oddly enough, from the ship that they killed, they got this weird little animal that happens to be a steering wheel. There's also this chick who was pink haired, and she was like created by the Mud Whale, and she's like a twin sister. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, she dances around for a bit and sings like some crazy song for a while. Like in 2 episodes, she has this big ass dance.
Yeah, the fantasy like elements of the show are pretty heavy in my opinion. Like they're like, you know, and when they come in, sometimes they don't make sense to me, but I'm just like, cool, it doesn't really have to make sense. I just gotta disbelieve the fact that, hey, they're magical, and that's all there really is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fucking show. They definitely left it open for a new season. Orca was acquired a new ship, a massive new ship, to go hunt out the Mud Whale. The Mud Whale is now teaming up with these dukes guys or whatever to go see the outside world and figure out what they're doing with their lives, and they're ready to, you know, to fight for their survival. And everybody knows the truth. Everybody knows what the deal is. No one's hiding anything from anybody else. We still don't exactly know what the people on the Mud Whale did in the past to be considered like criminals exactly. We just know they betrayed the Empire, but we don't know what the betrayal was. And we don't know the status of the outside world because we've only seen it twice and like in very brief, like, you know, moments. So there's a lot to be seen left in this show, and I'd be glad to watch a second season. I thought it was, I had a really good time, and I'm glad again that Netflix is, you know, not just producing all shit.
Also, this aired in fall 2017. Just learned that.
What's that mean, man?
Means that Netflix just got the rights to it.
Fuck them. That means that's why it's good, because Netflix didn't do anything with it.
Makes more sense. It all kind of adds up. But also, how'd you feel about that bathhouse scene?
What was that? Oh, yeah. Nice bathhouse scene. When you say, you mean like they were just like all showering outside? They were swimming?
Yeah, they were all like in their hot springs or whatever, which we just find out exists. And for some reason, the whole goddamn island is bathing
at the same time.
Yeah. So then Spain shows up and they're like, hey, we would like to conquer your land.
You nudist?
Yeah, exactly. And they just kept calling the mayor a nudist because he was naked, and he apparently forgot that he was naked. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
I like the bit before that where we meet, we don't meet her, but we're seeing one of the members of the Vigilantes, who I also really like too, is another character. She's a girl character. Yeah. She's kind of feisty.
I like her.
She's a good fighter, and she's just like, call me Miss Whatever.
I really like her.
Yeah, I liked her a lot too. You know, she tells somebody else not to cry. She's like, don't you cry. Like, crying's bad. And she's just like, but we're in a water shortage. She's like, oh, you're right. And then she tries to force herself to cry. She's like, trying to shit. What are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to fill up the tears. This is the water with tears, so we have enough water or whatever. Yeah, I like the bat scene. Actually, the more I think about it, it's really nice. There was a lot of beautiful things in this show. Like that was nice. There's a scene where like they're seeing grasshoppers, these weird grasshoppers fly away, which is really pretty.
Yeah.
There's a scene where these hands envelop everybody and heals them essentially.
That was super bizarre. Pretty cool.
There's a scene where like they start singing and dancing, and like the Mud Whale grows wings and starts turning. It's a really pretty show with a lot of fantasy visual elements.
Weird shit going on nonstop. It's doing its own thing, and it does not feel like any other show. The one thing at one point during it, I was thinking like, oh man, it's pretty nice that all these people without powers are getting along well with the people with powers, unlike Legend of Korra. And then like right after I thought that, they were like, yo,
we need to revolt.
Yeah, exactly. People without powers are being assholes. We need to kill them. I'm like, what? Guys, come on. We were so cool.
Just a couple of twins who were just like, we're the ones with Mark. The Mark should decide from now on. And the guy who's like the chosen one with Thymene, he's just like, slaps him around, like, hey,
stop being a dick.
Yeah, knock that shit off. Like, it's already hard enough. People keep dying, okay? Calm down.
Get some help.
Yeah. Find Jesus.
Yeah.
Find Mudwell Jesus.
Yeah.
Is there anything you didn't like about the show?
No, it was okay. Well, I kind of already expressed all my things.
Intro, outro,
really
what do you think?
They're fine.
Yeah. I think I kept skipping the intro. The outro wasn't bad, I think. I think I enjoyed it.
Yeah. They were fine.
Yeah.
I didn't have any gripes with it. I didn't love it or anything.
For sure.
One thing that I noticed is at the very end, they showed a map of the world, and they had areas that were land and then like some areas that were water. And I was like, okay, where the fuck are we? Are we in the water? Are we in the land? Like, what is this? Is this mostly land or is it mostly sand? I don't know what we're looking at. Is there any water in this world at all? Or is it all just like sand and islands?
I think there's water because at one point, like the Duke from this new land from Spain, right? From Spain shows up, and he's just like, "Hey, look at this map. I'm going to show you guys where you guys are at and where we're at, or whatever." And I think he said there's an ocean here, like legit, like water ocean, like not this bullshit sand ocean.
I mean, who knows?
I wish we would have saw more of them. They had this cool deal where like they didn't use thymine. They used this weird like weapon thing.
Yeah, they had like magic, but only for devices.
Yeah, which was interesting.
Yeah,
we didn't really. Those guys didn't get fleshed out at all, except for like the main character, and there was two other characters who were apparently they were sisters or some sort, and they just kind of cried a bit. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish that we got to see more of that. That's one of those things where it's just like they gave us stuff, but they didn't tell us what was going on with it.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job of introducing people like that. I think I really liked my favorite is the backstory for the super dope King of the Moles guy. I liked him a lot, and then I also like the pink haired dude. His backstory is good because we find out that like he's got siblings and he's fucking crazy or whatever, and everybody knows he's crazy. He had some weird fever or some shit like that, or he got hurt or something, and he was like in the hospital, and they're all talking about him like he's not there, like he's not human, and he's just like, man, I can't wait to kill things. Like, yeah, that's a perfect psychopath for a show, just some little kid with fangs and pink hair. Like, yeah, I'm down to fuck.
I just want to murder. I love seeing people's emotions.
Yeah, man. Okay, so
Sight.
Yeah, that's the show. Yeah, that was a quick one. What do you think we're doing next week?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know if we're doing the wrap up just because we usually give it like,
We'll see. I mean, maybe it's going to be Kyle's episode.
What is Kyle watching?
He's watching some fucking bullshit video game show.
Oh my God, is that still going on?
The like 15-minute show? Yeah.
Wow, I feel really bad for Kyle.
Yeah.
Are you watching that with him?
No. Fuck no. It's not for me.
Yeah, it's for Kyle. So yeah, maybe you'll do Kyle's episode next week.
Yeah,
that'd
we'll
be cool.
Find out.
Yeah. For sure, yeah. But pretty soon we're going to be doing our wrap-up episode. And then pretty soon we're going to be doing our preview episode. So stay tuned for that.
Good shit coming around.
Okay, this is that's it. So if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from TurbyTops.com. Super great person to work with. Super easy person to work with. Tell her we sent you. If you like our music, hit up Tom Nasser. He is currently working as a leasing agent here. I'll give you the address now. I don't have the address.
It's fine.
But if you like him, if you want to live, where he works, let us know. Send us an email. You can check him out on SoundCloud and YouTube. It's Nasser on ASR. Trip, where can people find us?
People can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Interfit. And
you can shoot us an email, instantRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you thought about the show, or don't tell us anything at all.
Yeah.
I prefer if you just didn't talk to Juan.
No one ever talks to me. Anyways, that's the show. This is Bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.